Some time ago I did a video about PWM, explaining what it was used for and also all the characteristics. I also built a simple circuit to control the speed of a DC motor or the brightness of a light. You can order the PCB and the components and make this circuit yourself at home. These components are so popular that you can find them everywhere online or in any electronic stores. This time I improved the circuit to be able to work with voltages above 16 volts, which was the maximum operating voltage of the previous circuit. This time I redesigned it to withstand up to 30 volts, and that's what I'm going to show you today. This is the PWM controller version 1.2. Before continuing, this is a disclaimer. I am not a professional engineer in electronics whatsoever. All I do in these videos is only showing you what I can accomplish without knowing too much, and also because it's a hobby. And as always, everything begins with the design or the redesign of this circuit. The only thing that changes in this circuit is the addition of a voltage regulator. I had to move some components and do some rerouting because now we are powering the 555 timer with 5 volts out from the voltage regulator. The raw voltage goes straight to the MOSFET and also out to the output, which can be used to control a motor, a lamp, or whatever other load. This specific voltage regulator can stand up to 30 volts, but we can choose another one that can stand even higher voltages. Now, I don't think we will need higher than 30 volts, but in case you need to use higher voltages, then you need to replace it with the proper component. Now, the addition of this voltage regulator can introduce new problems to the circuit. I'm talking about the proper function of the MOSFET transistor. I might need to use another transistor to drive the MOSFET, or even use a MOSFET driver to make the MOSFET work okay. Now, this version won't include that yet. I will see if it can work without any problems as it is. So for now, I will forget about it. And as always, I order my PCB with JLC PCB. You might be familiar with this company already. They are specialized in the production of PCBs in large and small quantities. If you're a student and you only need 5 PCBs, for only $2, you get 5 professional finished PCBs. Yes, $2. Check it out in the description below. The production time of these PCBs is about 24 hours, plus the transit time of the shipping. It takes from 2 to 3 days to arrive to my house. And here they are. Now it's time to get to work. You obviously need to buy the components to solder on your PCB. You can use the affiliated website to JLC PCB called LCSE. This is an online store of electronic components which has a big amount of components and also good prices. The problem is that sometimes I cannot find all the components I need, so I prefer to use other online stores that are closer to my country or even locally, so they get shipped faster and they're good quality. But that depends on where you live and what budget you have. You can use websites as AliExpress, eBay, Banggood, and similars to buy your components. Or you can use more specialized websites to buy your electronic components. Well, let's begin with the soldering process. It's going to be easy because most of the components are through Hall. Only 2 of the components, which are the MOSFET transistor and the voltage regulator, are SMD, but they are also easy to solder. It's ready, so now let's put an input for the battery, and on the output let's solder a motor or a lamp, whatever kind of load works. And of course we're going to test the tolerance of the voltage connecting a 6S battery, which has a nominal voltage of about 22.2 volts. And as you can see, it works very good. I tested it first with the motor and it has no problem. Then I tested it with the lamp and some problems started to occur. The light was turning on to the maximum and the MOSFET seems to be getting hot. So I don't know what was the problem. It was random. I verified the connections, I even swapped a few components, but the problem kept going. You will find the link of this project in the description below, so you can take a look and maybe find out what's the mistake in the design. Then you can share your knowledge in the comments. The other problem is that the PWM signal never quite reaches the 0 point, so there is a little bit of voltage coming through when it's in the lowest setting. The voltage is so low that it is not noticeable in many of the applications that we're going to use, but I would like it to reach 0. Now I was searching on the internet another circuit and I found one that actually reaches 0 and it's a little bit more reliable. The only thing is that the frequency is lower and you can hear a little sound that is a little bit annoying. Now it doesn't mean anything bad for the circuit, but it is actually better to have a higher frequency. I built this circuit in a breadboard and I tested it and it worked just fine. Maybe I will design this on a PCB to make a new circuit, but that will be for another project. I'm also working on another PCB which will be an Arduino shield that will use 2 MOSFETs. The Arduino will send a better signal and I can use it to control an RC car. That will also be for another project. For now, I hope you liked this video. Please share and subscribe and I'll see you in the next project.